big breaking news this afternoon. News we were expecting, and we can cross to Manchester City. And Ben Ransom can tell us exactly what it is.
Yes, I can confirm this afternoon. One of the worst kept secrets in football.
The summer transfer window is famed for its theatricality, but few could have anticipated the seismic shockwave that reverberated through English football this week. In a stunning piece of business conducted under the cover of the ongoing 2026 FIFA World Cup, Manchester City shattered the British transfer record to secure the signature of 23-year-old England midfielder Elliot Anderson from Nottingham Forest. The astronomical £116 million straight cash deal caught rival clubs completely off guard, instantly reshaping the landscape of the Premier League and signalling a major declaration of intent from the blue half of Manchester. For a club usually associated with meticulous, long-term tracking of international targets, this sudden swoop represents a bold step into a new era. With long-serving manager Pep Guardiola having departed the Etihad Stadium, newly appointed manager Enzo Maresca and director of football Hugo Viana needed a marquee signing to anchor their transition. In Anderson, they found a powerhouse who had developed from a breakout star at Newcastle and Nottingham Forest into a bona fide elite midfielder. The record-shattering fee eclipses the £100 million City previously paid for Jack Grealish, making Anderson the most expensive signing in the club's history. The logistics of the deal were as unusual as they were swift, playing out across the Atlantic while the player was on international duty. Anderson underwent and passed his medical checks in Kansas, right in the middle of England's group stage campaign in the United States. While Three Lions boss Thomas Tuchel temporarily paused final club announcements to keep his squad focused ahead of their knockout match against Congo DR, the paperwork is finalized. The £116 million guaranteed figure contains no performance-based add-ons, ensuring Forest owner Evangelos Marinikis received the absolute premium he held out for. Stepping into the Etihad Stadium carries an immense burden of expectation, particularly when inheriting a midfield that has dominated English football for nearly a decade. City's engine room faces significant upheaval following the departure of the irreplaceable Bernardo Silva to Real Madrid and ongoing uncertainty surrounding the long-term future of talisman Rodri. Anderson's arrival is viewed not just as a temporary fix, but as a foundational cornerstone. His tactical versatility means he can operate seamlessly as a deep-lying playmaker, a box-to-box number 8, or even in a more advanced attacking role. The sheer scale of the investment reflects how highly City's hierarchy values Anderson's rapid physical and technical maturation. Over the past 2 seasons, the midfielder has earned rave reviews for his relentless work rate, defensive intelligence, and unique ability to drive forward under pressure. Some analysts have already begun drawing tactical comparisons to Rodri, citing his balance and supreme equilibrium on the pitch. If Rodri chooses to stay past the World Cup, a potential double-pivot pairing with Anderson promises to give City one of the most physically imposing midfields in Europe. This transfer also represents an incredible personal trajectory for Anderson, who only left Newcastle for Nottingham Forest in 2024 for a modest £35 million. His meteoric rise over the subsequent 24 months is a testament to what happens when raw talent meets consistent top-flight opportunity. By establishing himself as a regular under Tuchel for the national team and starring on the world stage, he forced Europe's elite to sit up and take notice. While Manchester United and several continental heavyweights monitored his situation, it was City's decisive financial muscle that won the race. The reaction across the Premier League has been a mixture of awe and anxiety, as rival clubs recognise that City has no intention of relinquishing their status at the top. Having narrowly missed out on the Premier League title to Mikel Arteta's Arsenal last season, the Etihad hierarchy recognised that freshening up the squad was paramount. Landing the primary target of the summer so early in the window provides the perfect platform for the club to execute the remainder of their transfer strategy. Financially, the deal sets a staggering new benchmark for English talent, surpassing the £105 million Arsenal shelled out for Declan Rice in 2023. In an era governed by strict profit and sustainability rules, a straight cash transaction of this magnitude proves that City still possesses unparalleled financial agility when the right player becomes available. For Nottingham Forest, losing their prize asset is a bitter pill to swallow, but the £116 million windfall equips them with immense resources to completely overhaul their own squad ahead of a campaign featuring European football. Behind the scenes at the Etihad, the signing is a massive feather in the cap for Director of Football Hugo Viana. Tasked with navigating a busy summer that reportedly includes targeting a backup right-back, another winger, and a secondary goalkeeper, securing Anderson checks off the most critical and expensive box on his shopping list. It provides the squad with an injection of youth and homegrown grit, vital components for a team trying to balance domestic grueling schedules with the expanded FIFA Club World Cup and Champions League formats. As the World Cup progresses in the United States, City fans will be watching England's matches with an entirely new level of scrutiny. Anderson's performances against Croatia, Ghana, and Panama have already justified his status as one of the tournament's breakout stars. The composure he has shown under the bright lights of international football suggests he possesses the psychological fortitude required to handle the immense pressure that comes with a history-making price tag. When Anderson finally travels to Manchester to be officially unveiled at the Etihad Stadium, he will walk out onto the pitch carrying the hopes of a fan base eager for a new cycle of success. The transition from the Guardiola golden era was always going to be fraught with challenges, but signing a player of this caliber eases the anxiety of the unknown. It shows that the club's ambition remains entirely undiminished, regardless of who sits in the dugout. Tactically, Enzo Maresca will be rubbing his hands at the prospect of integrating a midfielder with such a complete modern profile. In recent seasons, City occasionally looked vulnerable to fast transitions when their possession game broke down. Anderson's recovery pace and physical stature should go a long way toward plugging those gaps. Furthermore, his knack for arriving late in the penalty box adds an extra goal-scoring dimension that City occasionally lacked from deep positions last year. Ultimately, history will judge whether £116 million represents a brilliant masterstroke or an expensive gamble, but the immediate message sent by Manchester City is unmistakable. They have secured the definitive signature of the summer in a deal that virtually nobody saw coming. As the new era dawns at the Etihad Stadium, Elliot Anderson stands ready to become the heart and soul of Manchester City's next generation.
This video and subscribe.